Welcome back to the channel, everyone. My name is Rob, and thank you for tuning in today. I hope everyone's having a good day. In this video, we're going to be adding some Porsche parts. Now, before I show you those parts, I want to give a shout out and a thank you to Track and Build, their YouTube channel. So because of that, I was like, oh, let me try it out. But we're going to be adding some Porsche parts on the GR86, and I don't know if they're from a GT3, but I'm gonna say GT3 because GT3s are cool. But it's these, the brake ducting. So the goal with these, obviously, to bring some fresh air to the rotors to try to keep them cool on track, or a little bit cooler. I'm on a stock brake setup. So one-piece rotor stock calipers, and we just added the counter space garage C21s in the front and C11s in the rear. And my main track where I do a lot of testing is Sebring. Sebring's pretty good. There's only one really big hard braking zone, which is turn 7 into the hairpin. Now I'm coming from, fifth gear all the way down in the second, and the one rotor or brake pad that's taking all the abuse is the driver front, because we're coming hard on the brakes, and then you trail the brakes into the turn, and there's so much weight and force on that it takes the beating. Also, I run at the firm where they're just hard on brakes because I feel like there's not enough time to cool them down. So we're adding these now. These one was $4.99, the other one was $5.99. Shipping was $6. It costs more to ship than the actual part themselves. So we're gonna install those. We're gonna do one at a time. We're gonna go out on the road, and I'm just gonna kind of give the car hell safely to see if there is a difference. Having something like this on your car, maybe it works, maybe it doesn't, but it won't hurt. So we're gonna find out. Stay tuned. So the goal is basically what we're gonna do. We're gonna pull off the wheel and tire. We're gonna, obviously jack the car up. I'm gonna show you kind of how I'm gonna install it, mainly with zip ties, and then I'm gonna try to. So this is a single, just your factory rotor, and they're good. The blank rotors can take a lot of abuse. They can absorb that energy. So the goal is to point airflow not so much into the caliper or the pads, but into the rotor. If you've ever seen a track video or a race car, the rotors will glow due to the friction of the pad. That energy will make itself, through the pad, through the caliper, and through the lines, and that's where, people will boil the brake lines, or your fluid, I'm sorry. So the goal is to blow some, force some air through the rotors, and then that air will flow out of, which is hard to see, the actual rotor itself through the top. So because this is a single piece, I really can't get any airflow into there to flow out of the rotors to keep them cool. So, we'll see. Maybe it helps, maybe it doesn't. But just blowing some cool air, maybe it helps out with the, the wheel bearings. It can't hurt to keep them a little bit cooler. So let's get into the install. Alright, so now that we have the wheel and tire off, let's take a closer look of what we're trying to do, which is going to be tough to see because of the lighting, but there's a, you know, a little brake shield here. But my goal, and it's tough to see, would be to blow the air somewhere into here. Airflow. So the goal is to shove air into that area, and then air will flow on the outside of the rotor. So that's kind of what the goal is, to just get some cooler, fresh air into here to keep this rotor cool. So with just a quick install of this, oh, my keys are in the pocket. All right. So we're gonna try to just snap this in. Kind of something like that. I don't know how well you can see it. Let me get you a better angle. So that's that there. I mean, it's actually on there really well. I mean, for this being designed for a Porsche, I could just run a, you know, zip tie in here, run around the back of it where my finger is, and I mean, that's, for it not being like bolted in there, it's pretty good. We'll have to move it around a little bit, you know, work on the angle, but as you can tell, it probably won't do a whole lot because of this, you know, factor rotor. This, you know, brake ducting shield is here, so we're just going to be blowing air into that, which is almost be pointless. I'm sure it might do something, but I don't know. Without like really kind of hacking this up, you know, we can probably get a little bit closer, you know, maybe cut some of these tabs off. Alright, so hopefully you guys can see that a little bit better with the light that I have. And my goal, there's another clip here. It looks just like this one. If you can fold that back, we can almost position this to kind of stay up. So what I'm gonna do is maybe drill some holes into here just to keep that blowing air into there, and I think that might do it. I'm gonna take some, either some HVAC tape or some, I think I have some high temp tape, or maybe both. Once I have it zip tied and it's working, we'll cover all this up, you know, because obviously air is just gonna blow through there and kind of defeat the purpose. So let me see how I can move this around. If I can get that to stay up a little bit better, we might be in business. So let's see how I'm gonna do that. You know, so let me work on that for a second. All right, I gotta, you know, obviously trim some of this up, but the goal is to get this and keep it blowing in this direction to that center hub, kind of in here. I know it's super tough to see, but that's, I want to take the air flowing right into there, not so much into the rotor, but kind of in that center hub area. I didn't drill any holes. I'm just using however it came. I just used this top hole and zip tied it to the lower control arm to keep it, you know, keep the tension so it stays up. There's other clips and stuff kind of behind this, and basically how it was engineered, I believe, it snaps together from the back end. That's what holds it on. Same thing with this zip tie here. We're only doing the top, again, to kind of keep this pulled back for airflow in here. I'm going to snip some of this stuff and put some of that tape, and we'll take it for a drive. So I do have some, I guess it's like HVAC tape. We're gonna cut those zip ties. I'll show you where we're at now. I moved some of these, I don't know if you'd want to call them clips or tabs, from like either behind it or in front of it, just to kind of play with that angle. And I feel like this is probably the best shot I have right now. Let me move this light, get you a better angle. So that's, I don't know if this is the final, but that, you know, we're gonna cut it, we're gonna tape it up to get rid of any of the holes there, and hopefully that works. Alright, now that I cut the zip ties, we're gonna take some of the tape, but I'm gonna take some, you know, eraser, Carb Pro eraser, to get any oil, grease from my fingers, wipe everything down so the tape will stick. Put the wheel back on, go take it for a drive. Basically, we just want to tape in here, keep this angled up. It'll be tough with the zip ties there, but try to make this thing as smooth as we can. Alright, so this is going to be kind of the final, how it kind of looks as of right now, unless something crazy happens. But it's still, you know, it's secure, and hopefully it blows right into that center hub. I'm going to put the wheel on it now, and hopefully it's good. Alright, the wheel's on. We're just going to take another shot. What it looks like. Alright, got the wheels torqued, and we're about to go take it for a drive. My goal is to, you know, get up to speed, do a couple hard hits. You know, I might even ride the brakes a little bit, and then hit it with the temp gun and see what it says. Now, I only did the driver's side, not the passenger side, and you know, we'll see the difference between the two. Alright, so I'm just driving normal. I'm just going to come to a complete stop where it's safe and just pull temps at just normal driving to see if there's any improvement at all. And then after that, we'll, you know, we'll really squeeze on the brakes a little bit. Alright, well, I just did it was like a 50 mile an hour, you know, stop, like a normal traffic stop, and the temps were the same on both sides. They were, rotors were 117 and the pads were like right at 100. So I'm gonna ride the brakes a little bit, go a little bit faster now that I'm at a road that is safe to go faster, and just give it more pedal, and let's see what the temps show. We're at 324 on the rotor. 163 on the pad. Or 316 there. And 172 on the pad. So we're at 387, the pad, 234, 350, pad right. Alright, so you just saw what I just saw. I feel like, based off of that temp gun, the driver's side rotor and pad, they were hotter than the passenger side. And like when I was recording, I was saying so many numbers it didn't like click in my head, but I'm like, wait, that doesn't make sense. So I wrote it down. The first time out was around, the driver's side rotor was around that 324. The passenger rotor was like 316, around there, right? For some reason the driver rotor was hotter. And give or take a couple degrees, like I get it, but I would assume or believe that it would have been the other way around, but it just wasn't. The pad was pretty close to almost the same temp, around 160, 170. So I wanted to do the same test without them sitting and cooling down, kind of like almost like I'm on track going from one brake zone to another. Again, we're on the street. It's not even close to what these brakes will go through on track. But the second time we did it, the driver's side rotor got up to 387. The passenger side was 350. That's wild to me. And then the brake pad for the driver's side for the second test was 234, but on the passenger side brake pad was like 175. So I don't know. I would love to hear if you guys have done any testing like this. This is why we do it. It's almost like when you're starting a fire and you blow more air into it and it gets hotter and hotter. It's almost what it's acting like. I don't know. I'm curious to know what you guys think. I don't know. I'm kind of dumbfounded here right now. But, let's go take a look at it and see. Maybe when I was driving, they I don't know, pulling exhaust temp to it or something. Let's go find out. I mean, it doesn't look bad. I mean, not from here. I can't see what the camera sees, but I'll review the footage. So that's, I mean, wasn't rubbing anywhere, but again, I wasn't going crazy. I don't know. I'm at a loss for words right now, what's going on there. But, for the $5, really $17 shipping and 3 zip ties and a little bit of tape, It was worth it to find out and test to see. The car is probably going to see a big brake kit in the future, and we'll do this test again to see if maybe it's just this, single piece rotor. And but easy. I'm just going to cut it with zip ties, and actually we're going to be switching from this over to this. So we'll do that before we head to the track. But that's it. That's gonna do it for this video. Thank you guys so much. Comment down below and let me know what you think. I'm curious to see, like, did I do something wrong? Could I improve on it? Is that, what's to be expected? I don't know. But let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.